Going on, everybody. Hey, so I've had this the same kind of idea and this concept come up I don't know, 6, 8 times this past week with like probably six different people. So it's come up a lot. So I thought it was a pretty good topic to talk about. And this idea of, why are we doing what we do? And whenever we do something that's fleshly or of the world, and like there's a part of us that knows we shouldn't be doing it, but there's also a part of us that wants to do it, and it's like this internal war. And so when I had this conversation with a few different friends, I'm like, okay, then I wear this. It's very simple. We are a three-part being, right? We are spirit. We're a spiritual being inside this fleshly body. So we're spirit, we're a soul, our mind, who we are, what makes us us, what makes us individually. Like, I'm my own kind, one of a kind. You're one of a kind. Everyone's a one of a kind, and what makes them them. And then we're body. We're this flesh, and we are told that we are fighting against our flesh. And in Ephesians 6:12, it tells us that our battle's not against our flesh. In reality, it's actually against something much deeper. It's the principalities. So I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and actually throw off some of the verses that were this few ones that just stuck out to me more than the rest, because there's quite a few, but these are a few of them. So Matthew 15:11, he goes, what goes into someone's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. So what you put in is what's going to come out. That's just normally how it goes. You put something good inside something, good things come out of it. But if you put something bad in something, then bad things come out of it. And that is part of life. That's how things work. So if we take that idea of what we're putting in, so if you put in bad stuff, if you put in bad thoughts, bad music, bad food, bad relationships, bad all these things, then then do you really expect that you're going to be doing and being and attracting all this good? That's not how things work. So, um, so yeah, it's just that idea of like, what are we actually putting into ourselves? And then whatever we put in ourselves is what's going to come out. Not saying that anyone's going to be perfect if they do all the specific right stuff, because we're still flesh, but you could do a lot of bad and a lot of dumb and a lot of wrong stuff. And then you could fight against that, and you could start bringing it down and doing a lot less. 1 Corinthians 6:19 is, or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own? So, like, God created us. We're not our own. We're His. He owns us. He created us. He created us, and He can also take us at any point in time. He doesn't do that because He's a great, perfect, loving, merciful God who's like, it's okay. I know it takes a little bit of time for you to learn, kid. So you can learn, and it'll take time, even though we deserve to obviously get all the worst stuff done. But Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. And it's not that the actual battle is this battlefield that we can see, that we think of when we watch The Patriot or Gladiator or Red Dawn or something. We're not seeing an actual battlefield. It's what's going on in the realm that we can't see. And whenever you can't see it, it's hard to understand. And most just don't even care to accept that it's a real place. But that's where the real things are going on. It's not because you're a guy and you're going, man, you know what? I'm just horny. Yeah, I just want to, I just want to go watch porn. I just want to go think about these wrong things or go watch this bad stuff. And it's not because you're just thinking that. It's because there's a spiritual being that's going on that's causing you to give into your flesh, into your lust, into your sexual perversion and addiction, et cetera, et cetera. And I've had it for many years of my life too, just like I think every single guy I've ever come across. So kind of one of our big ones that the devil's really got a good grip on a lot of people with. So that's a real place. He does a real thing like that. And he makes us think that we're just a teenage boy. We're just horny. We just have, it's just like, boys will be boys kind of concept. It's such a stupid thought process and terminology that's not true, really, truly how it actually is that there's actually something much deeper going on, and and that we're fighting against. And then so that goes well within Romans 7:15. I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate to do. And it's that whole idea that we're fighting against ourselves. And I've had this like happen twice in my life now, where my soul has felt the pulling of my spirit telling me what to do, and but my flesh giving in to doing the opposite. And I've felt that literal spiritual battle inside myself of me, my mind, making that conscious decision to say, okay, I know it's right. The spirit is saying what is right, and it's telling me to not do this thing. But my flesh is saying, but yeah, but it tastes so good. Just taste the flesh, just taste the world. It's so good. Give into it. And I felt that. And that's happened twice. But that's on a very specific, like deep spiritual side. But just taking that concept of we're at a constant battle with ourselves because we're constantly thinking about, are these my thoughts? Are these God's thoughts? Are these Satan's thoughts? Who are they? And the answer is yes, it's all of them. Because God's going to tell you what to do. You know what to do. The Spirit's inside and it's going to guide us. And that's that whole idea of when people have the subconscious, the angel on one shoulder, devil on the other kind of idea. It's that there is a battle, there's a war, and it is our spirit or the spirit, God's spirit that He's given us versus our flesh that we are fighting against every single day. That's why we were told to carry your cross every day. That's why we're told to carry or to sacrifice your flesh every single day because that is what is needed. We have to fight it on a daily battle to overcome the evil, the flesh. And we have to give in to and allow and give the power over to the Holy Spirit and to God and to do all that. So that's the idea that some people that I've had conversations with, it didn't really click for them. I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense. Let's talk about it. So it's just going back to that idea that again we're three-part being and two of them are at constant war, and the middle guy, which is you, the middle guy has to make that determining factor on, am I going to give in to the Holy Spirit and get the power to Him and do what He says, even though you're normally not going to be in the happiest of places, or do I give it into the flesh and over to the lies from the enemy and and just be happy, be fun, enjoy all these great things in life, all these sinful things even. And so it's that constant battle that is inside of us. So that's just what I kind of want to talk about today was where we're at and the fact that we are fighting a battle every single day. We have to sacrifice our flesh. We have to carry our cross. We have to fight against what our flesh absolutely wants. And it's not even, and I'd say probably more times than not, it's not even that's a bad thing. You know, Sex is not a bad thing. But if you're not married and you're doing it with someone or many someones, that's not good. So it's not that something's bad, it's that we go about it in the wrong way. It's not that eating food is wrong or sinful. You need it to survive. But how much of what types and to what degrees that you give that food power over you, well, then that can be sinful. That's called gluttony. That's what I think is a kind of actually a very large problem in churches today, but that's just actually just in general, all across America, overall, it's an overall problem. But it's not that humane, biological things are wrong. It's how we go about it. It's how much power we give into it. It's not that relaxing is bad and kicking back and then having a good time. That's great. You're supposed to. You're supposed to decompress. That's why God gave us a seventh day, and we're supposed to relax and rest on Saturday and take that time to set apart for Him because He knows that life is life and we need some time to rest. So it's whenever we're going into it thinking that, okay, I need some time to rest. That's good. But if we go into it too much, that's called then you can get into a place of being lazy and just not just oh well just overall lazy. You're just not doing what you're supposed to be doing anymore. You get complacent and that breeds in, all other kinds of things whenever you get too complacent. But there's a healthy medium area. And, I've had many conversations with so many people this past week in particular, but we're gonna have them all the time, but about how that is finding that middle balance of what is right, what is healthy. So, anyways, just this whole idea is that we are fighting against our flesh and our spirit is doing it. It's God's spirit that's inside of us, our flesh that we have to deal with, and then our soul, who we are, we have to kind of be at the in the middle of that battle. And it's tiring and it's exhausting, especially whenever you're actually fighting constantly. It is tiring. And but it's a gradual process. You know, you don't get stronger in the gym by just going once or twice for 10 hours. It's going for 30 minutes, an hour every day for weeks and months and years, and you're going to grow and get bigger and stronger. Same thing with the spirit. Spend more time in the word every single day. You're going to grow and learn more about God and being in the spirit. And silencing your phones, turning everything off, you're going to be able to just grow in your mind, reading books, expanding. It takes time. Everything is going to take time. If it was an immediate thing, then it'd be another form of instant gratification, which is, we've already talked extensively about how that's not a good thing. So, anyways, pretty sure I made my point across. If I didn't, let me know, but pretty sure I did. So I hope the best for you guys. Much love. I'll see you next time. All right. Be good.